Good morning, the Friday live trading even. So sitting here with the trading room members at the moment, we've been watching. I was looking earlier on for a short potential on cable if it had broken through the daily pivot here lower on, but it's not done so. It's now pushed up. It actually came within a few pips of my trigger really. I never quite made what I was looking for. It was given support by some short-term moving averages, or shorter time frame moving averages, and it's sort of pushed up from there. Now sitting where we are here, it's not really looking so appealing. So I'm going to sit and wait a little bit. It's got overbought on my bigger time frame here, and the news, although very good, is a bit stifled here at this stage. So we're just pausing for a little while. Okay, so I have a ticket ready to short the pound here. Maybe if it breaks this this level here, maybe just moving back to its regression levels. Maybe getting back towards a sort of 28.84 area, 88 area, even I'm looking back maybe towards this 5 minute 200. So I'm sitting here waiting, ticket open, ready to go to sell it, but we'll see if it triggers. It's looking like it might. I was watching the euro as well at the same time. Euro's coming off slightly, but not very much. This is just really a trade back. If it occurs, it will be back towards its, as I say, just mean regression back towards the 21.50, 30 minute 21, 30 minute 50 sort of zone. The longer this holds here though, if it's going to push up again, I'm not going to be selling it. So just sitting here patiently for a moment. So just confirming if this was to trigger the different points here, stop wise. If we're looking, if I can get the line to work. Oh, there we go. So stop wise would be about 12, 13, well 13, 14 pips. Target wise, it's about 26. It's 27. It's only just on my sort of equation for being okay. It's nearly a 2 to 1, just fractionally low, but that's fine on a day where we're seeing such low volatility in these markets. But if this does continue pushing up, I will just leave it alone and review. But it's 9:42 as I'm talking at this moment, and I don't really want to be taking it into the 10 o'clock zone too much. It's pushing too hard at the moment, and looks like we may just get that continuation of this move. What I was looking at earlier was the potential of the breaks of the low of the trend across there. It came back to a 5 minute 200 and stalled at that point. The one observation I had was that this has been the longest retracement it's had for quite some time to the upside, and if it was certainly this week in terms of time periods, most of the retracements have been quite short and rolled. This has been moving since 11 o'clock yesterday morning, so maybe it will keep me out of it and has got further upside. So just see what it does here. Okay, so the pound is just looking like it's tipping over here. Just watching this 521 though, may provide a bit of support, although it's kissing it at the moment. So just sitting here, ticket ready to sell the pound, but not rushing in. Let's see what time is it. It's 10 o'clock now. Like, it's not happening. 10 o'clock is my cut-off, so I'm going to leave it for now and see if I can catch something else. It's just not done it. It broke the low there, but not broken the moved it. So he says. It might just be going now, so I've got a ticket ready to run here anyway, so just if it does it quick enough, it's just a couple of minutes difference. Just pausing around there, isn't it? No, it's not going at the moment. I'll just show 30-minute chart. I was just looking at 30-minute chart. Nice shooting star into the daily R1 there. Looks quite nice from that point of view. All I'm looking for it is to get back towards the 21s, 21 and down there to maybe the 50. Okay, I'm still looking at this point here. Is it going to just do it for me? It's like watching a kettle boil, this, isn't it? Okay, so it's touched at 21 now. Is it going to find support off of it and move away? Is it going to break it? Just watching the euro on another chart. That is rolling a little bit more. So the euro started rolling. The pound arguably should be slightly the stronger anyway, but the setup is there. So I was waiting to see if the setup triggered. But it's taking far too long here. When I say far too long, it's not me being impatient, it's just the longer it sits up here, the less likely it's going to roll. No, it doesn't look like it wants to go. Okay, I'm going to leave this for now. It's just too soft a move. It's not convincing. So the euro, I just popped the euro on. Unfortunately, I missed this. It just went a fraction earlier. Broke down this level, and it's just run. And that's really the sort of move I was looking for there. I was looking between the two of them. This one's running a lot quicker. So just missed that on the cable. I'm still watching it on another screen here, but nothing, and this one's gone too far. So that's it. I'm not going to go chasing this. It's the very fact that it's consolidating where it is. Maybe that it doesn't want to roll over. Maybe it will roll over, but as I say, it's just taking too long. So I will leave it alone. Okay, just back to my desk after a break then, guys, and just watching this pound. So the pound, it did eventually, when I was looking at it, it pushed up there, lacking the momentum for me to get into a short. Whilst at break, it's pushed down and looked like it was heading in the right direction, which I was looking for earlier. But as I said, I was doubting the momentum of the move overall, the potential of it. When it started doing what it was doing, it just wasn't breaking down quick enough. And leaving it was the right thing here. It would have taken out any stops. So there's one that got away this morning, but could I have traded it long side? Well, it's only 11:30 now. It's outside it again. My normal trading window may have been no, it'd been too early realistically. So I was looking to see if there was anything else here that would have literally been given me the setup. And it pulled back. Well, it pulled back to 30-minute 8, I guess, but never, as I say, never did much more than that actually, and it's just sidestepped out of that sort of zone and pushed up. So looks like the pound's on the up. Little I can do whilst it's doing what it's doing. It's 11:30, so I'm a little bit happier trading these markets now. So I start looking at the euro now. The problem I have with the euro is it's weak. So I'm not overly keen on pushing for it. This is a 60-minute chart and it looks like a pig's ear at the moment. I was looking to see today if we would get a move. It did break the, well, no, it didn't break the yesterday's high. I was looking at that a moment ago, a while back. It hasn't broken that high there. It still looks weak where it's sitting. This did soften up and do what I was hoping the pound was going to do eventually. And now this was slow, but it did it before I missed the prime opportunity, and it just wasn't enough in it. It hit the target I was looking for, which was simply back towards. Actually hit it slightly later, this second move down, but back to its 30-50. It's just a regression type trade, moving back to the mean, but actually looking at it at this stage, it still looks quite soft and in a bit of no man's land. It's put a bit of divergence across the lows here. Maybe if it can push on upwards there, it might have a chance, but for now I'll stand aside of that again. Yen, yen this morning, when I was looking at this earlier, I was quite surprised how it sold off here. There was really poor data. Remember this is dollar yen, so I'm surprised the dollar sold off effectively here because there was some poor data out during the Asian session there. But anyway, it's pitched up. This has still got the potential to push up back into those prior highs. It's what's sitting at 82. I'm lacking the problem with a lot of these moves is they're lacking distance or potential for me on some of these days, particularly with the yen. It can be an absolute just sits there in a very slow position for a long time. You see how slow it's been this morning in terms of range of movement, and you just got to be really patient to see if this does actually kick on upwards, but it's not looking great at the moment. So I'll steer clear of that one. The other markets, the Aussie, the CAD, the Aussie's gradually worked its way a little bit here, but you come down to this 5-minute time frame, it's a pig's ear, so I'll leave that. I don't trade a Canadian dollar intraday, but I'll just show you what's happening here. And it's in this tight old range. Maybe with the news out later, might push through, but it doesn't look pretty at all. Too bitty, and for too long. To me, the Canadian dollar is much more of a swingers paradise. Well, I don't know if it's paradise, but swinger zone. New Zealand dollar, well, that's still pushing off south there. So on a daily basis, short term, let's have a look at the 60-minute there. Again, it's one of these that's just sort of driving along here. There was very flat divergence maybe earlier on, but on this 30-minute chart, but it's really looking soft if anything, and could see further downside there. Short term, look at that, another pig's ear. It's really not the best of mornings to be trading through any of this. So I'm just going to pause the old video again. Yen. So just taking the euro yen here, looking at the potential long side of this. I quite like the way this is set up, bull flag and everything else here. So I'm going to take a long on the euro yen, where it's sitting just here at, we're going to get around about euro yen 120. Okay, so 94, 120.94. So gone long euro yen here, and in terms of stops, let's just come down the time frames, just have a look at where we are here. I think if it starts breaking back down towards the sort of we'll probably need about a 14 pip stop on this, so putting a 14 pip stop on and targeting the top there. And the top, towards the top, let's not be too as ever, it might just peter out at this sort of area here at 113, but let's look at 2120, gives us probably enough on there for a moment. Let's have a look at that. 21.14, 21.20 gives me. Okay, so looking at 21.20 gives me around about 26 pips at the moment. It's not quite a 2 to 1, but let's see how that runs. So just confirming that long on the euro yen. Okay, I'm just in the trading room here at the moment. I'm just talking to the members, but we're just looking at, just first time I looked at this euro yen for a long time. I've been doing some back testing and stuff in the room. It's just come up to its well, as I said, it might have been a target or a first target or whatever it may have been, but I've not taken anything out here. Just looking for that 21.20 area. Could suggest and just leave it to see if we can make those highs. Just looking across here on this 4 hourly, you can see it's probably quite a key area where it's been sitting across here. So maybe get a bit more reaction. May never achieve what I'm looking for, but I'm just going to leave it because we're close to the end of the hour. We're going to end up with this nice bullish pivot swing, maybe maybe not so bullish in a minute, but there we go. So just leaving it to run for now. Okay, so finishing off, it's now 4:05. Just a short while ago the trade, the targets eventually hit. I took this earlier on, sorry, my trading packages on a different PC, where actually it's on a laptop, so not sitting on here, so I've just taken some screenshots. So that was when it was at live open earlier on. So average open price 94, 120.94. Current price at that time was not where we ended up. There was the profit target 121.20, stop loss 120.80. Just taking another shot actually now, and so this is the closed account. So I don't know why it's got the same 2 minutes time frame. Maybe when I actually placed the actual order there a couple of minutes later when I was talking through it. So but there we are. Filled 120.942, just filled there at 121.20. So all done. That was Friday's live trade. Just a brief run through then. What I was looking at earlier on, well, it seemed like an eternity, but it started pushing up. I was not looking at this time frame at all. I was actually looking, it's got a 4 hourly time frame I was looking at earlier on, and was just waiting, and then essentially a 60-minute, let's just switch on to a 60, just waiting for it to see if it started pushing up there, and eventually it got triggered me in. I was just waiting for a break of the main pivot that was sitting there. It did that, danced around for a long time, and then it was all over the place with the news. Of course, we had news coming through there from the US, which was slightly soft. Saw the yen strengthen, the euro strengthen, and but the euro just managed to pip a bit more strength out of it. Could have pushed it on for a little bit more. It is a Friday. I was aware that this pair can be quite slow. So I was quite happy at just taking the 26 pips. So that's where we are today. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll catch you next week. Bye for now.